The podcast you're about to hear involves true stories, which may contain graphic content that is not suitable for children. Listener's discretion is advised. This is Esoteric Oddities.
Hey guys, we're back at it again, coming at ya. So I just picked up Sarah at the train station, and I didn't tell you this, but I got a video of it. There's this man, very interesting people in this neck of the woods.
At me?
No, It was before the train came.
Ew.
This man, do you see what he's doing?
What is that?
I had to get it, I had to film this video, in my rear view mirror.
I don't see it.
This man was running and juggling. He had, straight up was juggling balls while running.
He's like, I need to get fit.
But what's the point of that?
I guess your arms. Maybe they were stress balls.
Okay, why didn't he bring weights with him or something?
Maybe he thought it was better if he juggled.
Or maybe he's training for clown camp or something.
I need to go to fucking clown camp.
Shit, me too.
Because I'm a clown.
Bitch. Can you, Buffy? Go away. Go.
I love your hat.
Oh, thank you. It says Poland Spring on it, I think.
Nope.
No? What is it?
It says Crystal Glacier.
Crystal Glacier. Coming at ya. Thanks. I'm wearing a camo hat. I think
I think he thinks he's a hunter now.
I'm a bro now. On the look for the pussy.
And natty ice.
And natty ice.
That's what it looks like.
I don't think I've never had an actual natty ice. You've
had that
the Saturday one.
Mm-hmm.
The Saturday, what is it called?
Natterday.
Yeah, that one.
That's
it was
disgusting.
Okay. So last night it was hair washing day.
I love that for you.
Everybody's least favorite day of the month. I'm just kidding. Twice a month at least. But have you ever been you have your shower thoughts, and it's just you start thinking of embarrassing things that happened to you or that you've done, and you're like, wow, I don't want to think about. Yeah. I forgot about this. I don't even know if I told you this, but you remember back in high school and middle school when they would call everybody into the assembly and be like, all right, let's go to the assembly. And everybody would sometimes they'd play a video that was don't drink and drive, or don't have sex or shit like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did they do that at your school at an assembly? Okay. Well, they didn't give you don't drink and drive shit. No?
Not really.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, they did that at my school, and
that's why everyone does it in my hometown.
Oh Lord, y'all need help over there. They didn't
teach them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, please don't drink and drive. But so those videos that they play, the educational videos, I was in a couple.
What?
Yeah, I was an actor in a couple of them, and I was thinking about it, and I it's something I totally forgot.
Where can I find these?
They're somewhere on the internet. I found them one time online, so if y'all find them, please send them to me. But it was I guess they were PSAs or something, and there was one, oh my God. Okay. So there's a group of us, and I think there was probably 10 of us, and it was a nice, there was a mix of people, different ethnicities, different genders, and everybody looked very different. So I'm okay, cool, this is cool. And this was back in high school. So this was back in 2009, maybe.
Yeah.
And the first one I was in, oh my God. So I kind of don't want, okay, I'm just going to, if you find it, maybe don't send it to me because I don't want to relive it. But basically it was a sexting thing back when sexting on your flip phone was a thing. They were trying to teach kids not to sex.
What?
So they would do a little skit that had a point to the story, and it was okay, so let me just the producer,
yeah, take me there.
She was trying to really break boundaries. She was just let's take people who you wouldn't think would be in this situation and cast the actor in this situation. I'll get to the second one that I was in. No, I think that's good, but in the way that so clearly, I think my voice is not the most masculine, which is fine.
You don't think your voice is masculine?
No, not per se.
Oh.
But when
you say it like that.
Right, but also remember I was probably 15 or 16 at this time.
Yeah.
And it was me and this other guy who was pretty masculine. And we were sitting in this scene, we're sitting against lockers on the floor, and he's texting this girl, and he's reading me the text messages. And I think they had them pop up on the screen when he's saying them so the audience could see. And it was just very vanilla sexual stuff
Oh,
that
of
you could get away
course.
with. Right. So then my line was,
I can't.
I wonder what she looks like naked.
Stop.
I couldn't get it
wonder
out.
what she
No,
looks-
listen, the way it came out, I was like, I wonder what she looks like naked.
I'm dying.
My gay ass 16-year-old self, and they made me do it like 7 times. I was like, look, I
can't nail this.
I need to talk to my agent. I'm not comfortable with this.
Be supportive.
But I did it anyway. And then, okay, so then I was like, okay, so there's a bunch of tall guys who were in this group, right? Masculine, muscular, tall guys. And there was a basketball scene. And this one was about like how you shouldn't be drinking and like underage drinking. They were like, don't drink. It's bad for you. I was like, clearly they're going to cast like the tall guys because they fit the role of people who, like the tall masculine guys who would like, one, fit the jerseys they had because they had fucking the wardrobe department, and 2, it just like, okay, so basically they picked me and this other kid who was blatantly gay to be the basketball players, and we had to actually like play basketball.
Oh, no.
And we had to get like
The hoop.
the hootie hoops.
No.
And it was, oh my God, it was so bad. And this woman was like dead ass set that she was really like shaking the ground with this one. Meanwhile, we had to shoot it for so fucking long because it was basically like he drank, so he can't play basketball because he's hungover. And it was like I was the one who was good, but I wasn't fucking good. So
Right. So how do you want me to pretend?
they ended up having to like do quick shots. Like it didn't look too bad because they were like, let's just montage this bitch and put like some Space Jam in the background. We'll copyright royalty free, like really close to Space Jam.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a Space Jam type beat. If you type that in youtube.com, you'll probably get it. You're fine. It took us about, I think we fell behind schedule about 2 hours because I had to keep fucking playing basketball.
Basketball's
and I
your
wasn't good
favorite
at it.
sport.
Listen, I'm not good at basketball.
I feel like I played basketball, but I don't know if I was good.
I feel like you'd be good at volleyball.
No, I don't want to break a nail.
True. There was a volleyball court down the street when we lived together.
Right, and we never went there. And it was the only place with sand. And we never went there.
Yeah, probably because of the sand. I'm probably like, yeah, let's pass on that.
Yeah.
That's really random to
dirty-ass
think about.
sand.
Why was that there?
I want to go to a place that has real sand.
Like the beach.
No, like the beach, sometimes it's fake. They bring it in.
No, they don't. At the shore, they don't. If it's like at a lake, they do. Like construction sand. No, right? That's like natural sand.
No, when I went to the beach, it was fake sand. Like not real.
Well, I know they bring some in for like the dunes, right? To build the dunes.
I don't know. I feel like it's fake.
You can get in trouble for being on the dunes. I found that out the hard way.
Do you know what happens when lightning strikes sand?
An angel gets its wings.
No, it makes glass.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Didn't you ever see Sweet Home Alabama?
No. Why would I watch that? With Reese Witherspoon, more like Wither Lies.
No, it's Laura Jean Reese Witherspoon.
Y'all, Reese Witherspoon, her name is not Reese Witherspoon. That's not her real name, and it kind of
Also, I've
threw me off.
a lot of celebrities take their middle name and make it their name.
Yeah, it's like a stage name.
I didn't like why their middle name though.
What would your stage name be? Can I give you one?
Yeah.
You're giving me like Gertrude vibes.
I love that for me. I was going to say
Trudy.
Carol.
Trudy, but like Trudy with 2 eyes.
Yeah, Trudy, because I have an attitude all the time.
And that's what
I say with a motherfucking attitude, okay?
the headlines on TMZ are going to read that. Tootie Trudy.
Trudy. She has
At
an
it
attitude.
again. I love that. What would your porn star name be? Remember when everybody was like, name your first pet and then the street you lived on?
Captain Crunch Pink Underwear.
You lived on Pink Underwear Avenue?
No.
You had a dog named
Captain Crunch?
Did you really?
No.
Oh, you were just pulling that out of your asshole.
Yeah, because it'll be like the last thing you ate and the color of underwear. You know, like those stupid things. And be like, that's your stripper name.
What would mine be? Quesadilla Crotchless. I kind of like that. Hey guys, this is Esoteric Oddities.
Thank you for listening.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Jonathan.
And today, baby, we've got quite the episode for your ears. But before we get into it, head on over to patreon.com/esoteric oddities if you want bonus content. We are recording a new bonus episode after this. And you don't just get our future episodes, you get a log to our previous episodes. And actually, I think the last 2 episodes you listened to were suggested by Patreon supporters, and now this one is also from a Patreon supporter. I think they're called patrons, right?
Yeah.
If you isn't patron the same spelling as patron?
No.
Except it has like the umlaut. No, that's not right.
No.
It's not
Patreon.
No,
Patron.
no, patron.
Oh yeah.
Patro.
Yeah.
Patron.
No.
Hey guys, this is a spelling podcast where we're gonna. Oh, we should do that. We could do the drunk spelling bee. We're not good at spelling. That would just go down.
I think so, maybe.
So if you like the content, also give us 5 stars on a rating/review, please. It helps us out a lot. And thank you to those who have done it. You know the shit. Also follow us on social media if you want pictures of the shit we're going to be talking about in today's episode. Sorry. Today the topic comes from Ian on Patreon or Patron. And what was the exact thing he said? I think he said
I don't know.
something.
I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it today.
He said something along the lines of like, do a weird internet mystery that's like something, but I don't want to say what it is because it's your topic. So essentially this is like weird, unsolved, weird
Mine's solved.
mysteries. It is?
Yeah, someone solved it.
Wait, but you know the reason for it? Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, mine isn't. And sorry. So a lot of this information I got from the Unresolved podcast, as well as Thinking Sideways. That's another podcast. I listened to them both. I didn't do such a deep dive as they did, but I also went all over the fucking internet to get these. As always, our sources are going to be in the show notes. And if you want like an in-depth shit, go listen to them. They did a really good job, especially Thinking Sideways. They actually interviewed somebody who was involved in this on the actual episode themselves. So this is Lake City Quiet Pills. Have you heard?
No.
All right. Well, strap in, strap on, because it's going to be fucking weird. So our mystery begins on December 12th, 2007, when Reddit user Religion of Peace created their Reddit account. So this user claims that his real name is Milo, but I'm going to only refer to him as Religion of Peace, just because I fucking feel like it. And he ages himself in his late 70s. And at the time, in 2007.
He ages himself?
Yeah, he said, like, I'm saying he's claiming that his age is in his late 70s. And he's very open about his previous military experiences. If you go, do you read it? Do you read it? Have you read it?
No.
So, I don't really go on too much. My ex used to be on it constantly, but essentially, like, you can, I'm not even going to explain it because people listening to this probably are on Reddit and they're like, no, that's wrong. But basically, like,
isn't it just a bunch of forums?
Yeah, it's like forums and shit like that. And you can post on your own page, and people who follow you, it'll like pop up on like an RSS feed, or you can go to subreddits and then you can like chat in a discussion. That's usually like what I do. I did have 2 different Reddit posts go viral. I will have you know, my very first one was about Ezra Miller, and I posted a picture of him and I was like, somebody please cast him as the Night Stalker, and it went viral, and then other people started posting it. It's fine. And then my other time was with Vanderpump Rules, when I posted my Guess Who with Vanderpump Rules, and that fucking girl from YouTube, that YouTuber stole it and then posted it on our thing and then tagged Chrissy Teigen, and Chrissy Teigen saw it. But it's all good because I watermarked that shit, but she didn't give me an ounce of credit. It's fine. I just put a lot of fucking hard work into it. Now I know. Sarah was there when we went to fucking Kinko's or wherever the fuck we ended up. Anyway, I digress. Back to the fucking story. Stay on topic, Sarah. Thank you.
I don't know how.
So, again, this dude, he aged himself. Religion of Peace is his username. He aged himself in his 70s. He, had military experiences. And posting on his own page, he specifically said that he was in the Navy in 1945. So, also, other posts suggest that Religion of Peace advocated for marijuana
Look at that.
Legalize marinara, baby.
Yeah, marinara's hot.
And he also was the moderator for a subreddit called Jailbait. You fill in the blank there. That subreddit no longer exists. I don't think. I didn't want to look it up because I don't want that shit on my computer, and I'm not interested in finding out if it's running or not. But I'm pretty sure it's like shut down, and it was like basically a subreddit for people to post photos of essentially like pervy pedo type shit. Anyway,
and he made it.
No, he was a moderator on it.
That's even worse. It's like you literally like
you condone it and then you like kind of run it.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So also I'm going to say that all this information about Religion of Peace is just what he's claiming. His identity remains unverified. And some people did research and they said that the wars he claimed to have fought in, he would have been a few years too young. But it's not like that uncommon for like young teenagers to enlist in the service back then. And it's also, it wasn't that hard to easily forge your documents and lie about your age, I guess. Also, another guy said that the jargon he was using was, it seemed effortless, and that he was referring to things that like they refer to in the military and the Navy specifically. So this one dude was like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was in the Navy. I don't know what else he's based. You get it. Okay. So Religion of Peace, their Reddit page is still alive. You can go on it. I actually used it to do some of my research. And for some reason, it like really creeps me out because I'm like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just like weird to me. And you can go through his posts, scroll through that shit. A lot of the stuff has been deleted. A lot of people online have screenshots of the stuff that he talked about before, but a lot of it has been deleted. But currently, the earliest post that is still live on Reddit comes from 2007, and it's titled, quote, "How many serial murderers at work in Ciudad Juarez? Too many bodies for one killer? Question mark. And the post reads, "Is Ciudad Juarez a training ground for serial killers? It has the largest concentrations of unsolved murders on the continent. Too many for one person to do. There's no time for things that make killing the special thing that is to the killer." What do you think? Yeah, I don't know. So there's one and only comment on this, which is weird to me because of how big this Lake City Quiet Pills case is. There's one and only comment on this, and it's from a Reddit user who I don't feel like adding another username to this and making it really confusing. But somebody else said, quote, "Dude, again with the murderers. What the fuck is wrong with your mind? It seems to me as though you somehow idolize these type of people. Seek a therapist before you hurt someone or yourself." End quote. Now, we pretty much kind of do a similar thing because, you know, we have our podcast here and it is 2019 and it's this whole newborn thing of, you know, it's popular to love true crime and murderers and stuff. But, that's the one. I'm just, you know, just spitting facts. So Religion of Peace also posted a string of other strange threads, including such hits like, "How to deliver a baby. Just bizarre. Warning, this is not fake. If you are the least bit squeamish, do not watch." Imagine like a 78-year-old man posting these.
Why? Like, I don't think anyone who like isn't trained to birth a child should birth a child. Also, he's giving me like those weird vibes that like he likes to like steal children.
Probably.
I don't know.
I mean, probably. Another thing he said was, another post he posted about was death sentence for female cyanide serial killer. Another thing he posted was, Donald Piper, quote, "I would not hurt any human being," end quote. "Happy birthday, Don."
Oh no.
So for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know this, I had to look it up. Donald Piper strangled a woman with a wire coat hanger in her hotel room at the University Park Holiday Inn in West Des Moines, Iowa on August 23rd, 1993. And a few years later, on September 4th, 1997, he stabbed and strangled a 21-year-old hotel maid at the... and then the following January, Donald Piper stabbed... he stabbed another hotel maid to death. Sadly, we're not going to be covering it in this, but Religion of Peace, he commented on his own post and he said, "Don Piper, not the Olympic athlete, score 3 sentence life." So my thing is like,
thank you for,
yeah, my thing is like, it's one thing for us to like sit here and talk about true crime because it fascinates us, but it's another thing to be like, are you okay?
My foot's asleep.
Oh girl, wake it the fuck up. It's showtime, bitch. And it's another thing for you to be like, hey, this dude killed 3 people, but happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Are you really going through it over there? Do you want a freezy pop? Wiggle your toes.
I can't, it hurts.
Oh no, I had I actually got woken up in the middle of the night. It's been a long time since this has happened. I got woken up in the middle of the night from my Charlie horse, and one of those freeze pops saved my life. It is, because it has electrolytes in it. I'm telling you.
Oh, maybe I need that.
I don't know if they're gonna. Your foot's asleep because they're sitting on it.
I was.
And
I had to move.
So besides posting about murderers and talking about his military history, all Religion of Peace was really doing was moderating the jailbait subreddit. He also did a lot of complaining about people who were spamming. So it just seemed like he was like your normal, average.
He seemed to like almost, what is that word I'm looking for?
Be pervy?
No, he
touch children.
He like loved the fact that these people are murderers. You know, like,
yeah.
He like looked up to them.
I hope not, but it's very plausible.
Seemed that way.
Seems that way. Essentially, the jailbait, like I talked about before, it was basically people would just post images, but you needed an image hosting website. Like, do you remember TinyPic? I don't know if it's still a thing or not. TinyPic, I used to use it for MySpace, and PhotoBucket. Y'all remember PhotoBucket? Or Imgur, which is what Reddit uses now. So Religion of Peace eventually stated, quote, "I got tired of using commercial image hosts. I set up my own. You can use it if you want," end quote. So then that post actually directed other Reddit users to his website, which, like I said, was an image hosting website called LakeCityQuietPills.com. So users would simply use the website to host images of their own, and then a lot of Reddit users began utilizing it. Oh, I'll get to it.
Okay, perfect.
So by the summer of 2009, LakeCityQuietPills.com had heavy traffic. Then on July 17th, 2009, Religion of Peace made a typical post complaining about spammers, and the very next day, July 19th, 2009, another Reddit user account by the name 2-6, as in like the number 2 dash the number 6, was created. Their first and only original post was titled, "The End of Religion of Peace, He Died Today." Buffy, do not try to get under the oven. You just think you're hot shit because you lost weight. Hey, beach season's over, bitch. Hey.
It's Fit Girl Fall.
Oh my God, it is. Hot girl summer, fit girl fall. She keeps going under the stove, and I keep hearing her tapping at the fucking gas line. I swear she's trying to kill me. She's trying to knock the gas line off of there, and then she's going to have her friends come over. They're going to spark a little doobie, and they're going to have a catastrophe.
Yeah, with their catnip.
Right, and they're going to light this place ablaze, and I'm going to burn, and she's just going to run away because cats have 9 lives.
Well,
anyway.
Why don't you just fatten her up so she doesn't fit under there?
Because I feel like she's probably going to figure out a way to fit under there, and then she's going to get stuck.
You're right.
So, like I said, this Reddit user posted, "The End of Religion of Peace, He Died Today." And it says, "I'm the person who provided Religion of Peace the space for that old guy's image host," which is, I guess, what people used to talk about LakeCityQuietPills.com. That's what they referred to it as. "Milo died today. He was 79 years old. He died at his desk looking at your site," referring to Reddit. "Milo was a mean old fucker, mean and wanery. He hooked me up with my first gig when I got out of the army. I didn't like finding him like that. Milo didn't have any living relatives and no real friends, and other than his landlady and a few people where he worked, he didn't talk to anybody about much of anything. Me, he just tolerated." I'm also going to say it's hard for me to read this because there's so many typos in it, but I'm going to get back to that because I have a theory about it, but it's very poor grammar. "As I said, he was mean. I think he used that as a shield to keep people away from him. Milo thought blase, blase, blah. Basically, this guy goes on to say, I'm planning to dump his ashes in the woods in Pennsylvania near where he was born.
Why is it his responsibility?
I don't know. Because Milo didn't have family or anything. Can't put them right where they were because there's a mall there now. I gave the girl next door his raggedy old cat and most of his books, his computers and Tronic shit. He tagged for the disabled vets and the VVA. And the rest of his stuff is for the Salvation Army. All those years and everything he owned fits in the trunk of my car. I don't know what else to say. I miss him, miserable bastard." Okay, so just a really touching post. That's the eulogy I would like you to give at my funeral. Thank you so much. Look at her.
She's a weirdo.
She's trying to get under the stove again. She said, "Watch me, bitch." So user 26 made another comment 2 days later on July 21st, 2009. The post was titled, "If you're interested, this is where Milo is now." And the post contained a link to a Google map, which displayed an area near Round Top and Lake Heritage, Pennsylvania, just southeast of Gettysburg. I have no idea where that is, but okay, good to know. Our state is a big one. So the exact location was right near a shopping mall, presumably where Religion of Peace had his ashes spread. So I know it's really confusing. Brief overview. In 2007, a 79-year-old Navy veteran by the Reddit username Religion of Peace posted about murders and moderated a pedo-ish subreddit called Jailbait. He then created a image hosting website called LakeCityQuietPills.com, and in 2009, another Reddit username 26 posted that Religion of Peace had died. You up to speed now? So there's like there's only two main characters we're talking about here. And one of them is dead. Kicked the bucket, gonzo. So there was also another account under a similar username, Angel26, but it's the word 2 dash and then the word 6. Okay. And this was found on a website similar to Reddit. I think it was Fark. Do you know what Fark is?
No.
It's basically Reddit. Fark. This account, Angel26, dated back to October 11th, 2001. 2001. I don't even know. I don't think I knew what the internet was in 2001. So listing the email address was angel.2.6 at lakecityquietpills.com, which was the website Religion of Peace would take credit for creating 7 years later in 2008. Weird, right? So on this other website, Angel26 posted mainly about rifles, ammunition, and weaponry. Similar to Religion of Peace, user Angel26 had a history of military service and experience and posted about a lot of violence and a lot of shootings.
Shocker.
The comment had a signature. So when he would comment on things, you know how back in the day they would have like little signatures. It was usually like little emojis that would like flip around or something. And you could have like Stargirl 69 or like whatever you want to, you get what I'm saying. So his signature read, "Dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. Before I get into that, basically, according to the Unresolved podcast, which again, I suggest you go listen to if this interests you, they say that it's reasonable to assume that Reddit user 26 and Angel26 are the same person based on like the grammatical mistakes that they made and the fact that they would spell specific words incorrectly. So after user 26 posted about the death of Religion of Peace, LakeCityQuietPills.com gained much more traffic, which caused a lot of tech-savvy people to deep dive into the website. So you can do this on any website. This is basically what they were doing and why they were doing it. I'm not quite sure why or who the first person who came across this was, but if you right-click and you click view page source, essentially, or like view page code or something, you'll get the HTML code for the whole website. I think that's about right. You're following me? Have you ever done that? Mm-hmm. So somebody did that on LakeCityQuietPills.com, and the code revealed something that could not be seen on the surface level. LakeCityQuietPills.com since is now gone, but if you use the Wayback Machine or web.archive.org, you can look up LakeCityQuietPills.com and see the shit for yourself. I did it, and you can navigate back to June 27th, 2009, which brings you to a blank page. And if you right-click the page and click View Source, there's a hidden fucking paragraph in HTML code that reads like a job post. I'm pretty sure it was in red, too. And it says, this is what was on LakeCityQuietPills.com. Spec for English/French private security on cruise. Must be bondable. Immediate need. 12 SA Spanish speaking. No papers required. No records kept. 4-week paid sequester if refused. Another post said 4 for 24/7 DP. 4-week gig. English speaking. Spanish/Portuguese fluency is a plus. Just a bunch of weird things that kind of sounded like job posts or like job offerings for people for God knows what. Another thing said 2 ground types, fluent Farsi, Arabic, French, no papers, no problems. Shade is maintaining the calendar and access to the file dump. Angel has the job postings for EU and Asia. We aren't sending anyone to ME. No one. Don't ask for listings. So on the surface level, LakeCityQuietPills.com was just kind of where you upload pictures and it hosts images. But this is the shit that was going on in the HTML, which is really fucking weird. So potentially this website was ran by 3 characters: Religion of Peace, Angel26, and someone called Shade, who Shade doesn't really chime into this. We only ever hear from Religion of Peace and Angel26. And it seems like, from what I've gathered at least, Angel26 is the one communicating with other users, and Shade seems like the bookkeeper. And they'll pop up again. So some people were kind of like, hey, some of this stuff sounds like hired hitmans, and like you go on here to hire a hitman.
Yikes.
And that they might be linked to murders and assassinations. So armchair investigator, like Redditors and web sleuths, looked into the website's esoteric title, baby. So Lake City Quiet Pills, that's the name of the site, right? If you do some digging, you'll find that Lake City Army Ammunition Plant is a U.S. government-owned facility in Missouri that manufactures and tests small caliber ammunition for the U.S. Army. By July 2007, Lake City produced nearly 1.4 billion rounds of ammunition per year. And quiet pills is a term used to refer to bullets, presumably to keep somebody's mouth shut after learning too much, which in retrospect, if you remember the signature back in 2001 for Angel26 is a bit more sinister because it read, dispensing Lake City quiet pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. So it sounds like basically shooting people up since 1968, and not with heroin, I mean with a gun. Using the Wayback Machine, you can see that encrypted within the website's code, Angel posted on July 17th, 2009. I'm sorry to tell you that Milo died yesterday. He went quiet and calm. So this isn't on Reddit. This is on the actual website, talking to specific people who only knew that there were messages in the HTML. He went quiet and calm, not like we all figured. I gave that fat, mangy cat to the little girl next. No services or nothing, you know Milo. I was taking his ashes back to where his farm was, close to it anyway. There's a mall where the place was. So hoist a few for the old man. Remember what he said. Keep the faith with the man who's got your back. And on September 30th, 2009, encoded within the website's HTML, Angel stated, for those who have asked, I bricked Milo's iron key the same day, all is well. So that's leading me to say, okay, so people were probably asking him what they were doing with his iron key, which I didn't know what it was. So it's essentially a brand of external hard drives, and they also make like flash drives, and these devices are like incredibly encrypted and heavily secured. So like if you try to hack one, or if you fail to put in a password 3 times, it bricks it, which essentially means that it deletes all of the shit that was on it, and that like no type of CIA or FBI technology can really trace where those files went. I'm sure they could probably figure something out, but essentially that's what it was like. So why is a 79-year-old man having all these weird things on an external hard drive that needed to be bricked? And why were people asking about it? Because it sounded like people were asking about it. So anyway, I get the sense that the information on there could probably be traced back to the LakeCityQuietPills.com users, potentially get them into some deep shit. So Angel, I guess, had the device bricked. So on November 14th, 2009, coded on the website's HTML, Angel wrote, Religion of Peace, aka Milo's will cleared probate. Surprise, Milo was loaded. Email Shade if we sent you out in 2005 to 2009. Shade will have checks cut for you. Amount is how many times, not by total pay. Small share amount is 3 to 4K. Okay. And then on January 27th, 2010, once again, coded in the HTML for LakeCityQuietPills.com, Angel posted, Happy New Year, everyone. We are having a birthday party for the old man on the 19th. The old man who's dead. Okay. So party starts at 1500 as usual. Send your RSVP to Shade. FYI, we're booking a room for 3 days for anyone coming from out of the area and overnight for locals. Come hoist one for Dutch Milo. So it sounds like they're going to have a party in honor of Religion of Peace. Also going to remind you that all of the spelling in that is horrible. Then on January 18th, 2010, just one day before this party, coded in the HTML, Angel posted again, we got 38 rooms in the Marriott on 46. Shade has the key cards for locals. Pick up at the party. Give your travel name to the desk and that's it. No ID needed since we're covering the bill. Keep your room service under 500, okay? The phones there are not secure. Bus from hotel leaves at 13:30. Car service vouchers for return trip when you're ready to crash. Don't DUI. So I have a few questions. Why are there 38 rooms that are checked out? That seems like a shit ton of people. Also, why are they using travelers' names? And why are they worried about using their actual IDs? Also, why the fuck do they care if the phones in the hotel are secure or not? And again, so many misspellings. If this is all coded within the HTML, like you would think if a person's smart enough to fucking do that, that they would know how to fucking spell something, right? So then something happened the day after the birthday party for Religion of Peace. So there's this guy, his name is Mahmoud al-Mabhoud. And he was part of the Muslim Brotherhood. He was a high-ranking official in the Hamas, which is considered to be a terrorist organization. He was also on Israel's most wanted list. And in 2009, unbeknownst to Mahmoud, his computer had been hacked and he was using it to make travel arrangements to Dubai. So at approximately 8:25 p.m. on January 17th, 2010, this guy arrives at his room in the Al Bustan Ratana Hotel. And the next day, his body was found in the hotel room. The door had been locked from the inside, including the chain lock. So initially, Dubai authorities believed he had died of natural causes, but the results of the preliminary forensic report by Dubai police found that he was paralyzed by an injection of unpronounceable, fast-acting muscle relaxant. It's pronounceable. I just can't figure out how the fuck to pronounce it. So the paralysis induced by this drug applies only to the muscles. The victim remains very conscious. He was then electrocuted and suffocated with a pillow. Dubai authorities stated that they were ruling the death a homicide and were working with the International Criminal Police Organization to investigate the murder. But to this day, the killer or killers are unknown. So interestingly enough, like the hotel security caught more than 11 people checking into hotels in the area surrounding Mahmoud's hotel. And
Is it Mahmoud?
It's Mahmoud.
I think it's Mahmoud.
Okay, Mahmoud, sorry.
Is it?
I'm not sure. Okay, so hallway cameras caught a few people hacking the door's card reader. A few people hid in the room, and when the guy arrived, they ended up murdering him. So on Reddit, a shit ton, like once this happened, a shit ton of people on Reddit were thinking that the assassination of this guy it was carried out by the people from LakeCityQuietPills.com. And the party for Milo, or Religion of Peace, was a code for the plans to kill. However, I personally think it was a coincidence. I mean, I don't know, like, for a fact, because they never actually caught the people who carried out this assassination. But I don't think Lake City Quiet Pills had anything to do with it. That's just my humble onion.
Do you think that maybe it was like a rival situation where like another place was doing the same thing and they were trying to like X out Lake City Quiet Pills because they were also running the same operation and they wanted to be the like only ones?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think I'll get to. I'm almost finished here, and then I'll kind of get into what I think of Lake City Quiet Pills. There was no visible activity on LakeCityQuietPills.com after this shit blew up. I think the people who were using it knew that people were like thinking they were doing some type of shit because they were posting it on Reddit, and these people who were using this website were still on Reddit. So they're like bouncing back and forth the websites. So I don't know. So LakeCityQuietPills.com went like silent, like in the HTML code for a little while. And then the site continued to exist as a photo dump, as like, you know, what it was quote unquote originally built for. But the messages hidden in the code remained unchanged until February 2nd, 2010, which was roughly 2 weeks later. And the post was titled Party Bills. And it read as follows. So again, this is within the HTML code of LakeCityQuietPills.com. I know, I'm sorry, this is really confusing. It's better with visuals. So within...
You know, I always need a visual.
I know. So within the code, it says, here is the final for the party. This is posted by Angel. Hotel rooms 48341, limo 6080, bus 569, bar bill 18890, food 8030, dancers 8300, miscellaneous tips 850, miscellaneous expenses 2840, medical supplies 18, and then it says in parentheses, Fat Tommy and Stu are okay too. And it says totaling at 94080. So we're assuming those are like dollar amounts, but they don't use the dollar sign. They don't use a period at all in this. It's just like straight up the number, no commas, no nothing. And then at the bottom, it's signed off. You all did Dutch Milo proud. Thanks.
Yikes.
So that's a little sketchy
little
to me,
eerie.
right? Now it could have just been, a party bill for everybody who needs to cough up the cash, but I don't know. But which strange is that after that, Reddit users began publicly posting, again, implicating that Lake City Quiet Pills was the assassination group. And the users of Lake City Quiet Pills then started encrypting their hidden HTML coded messages in like a long ass column. And you guys go on our Instagram, because I have screenshots of this. I actually went back and like looked at the actual HTML code. They have these long ass like coded messages in a long fucking column that have yet to be deciphered. So people have like tried to figure out what the messages mean or like what it could say. And then after they started using that code to communicate, LakeCityQuietPills.com was shut down altogether, and now it doesn't exist. And to this day, nobody has been able to figure out who Religion of Peace, aka Milo, or Angel 26 were, and why LakeCityQuietPills.com had a creepy, esoteric, encoded HTML. What do you think? Fucking weird, right?
Lake City Quiet Pills.
So here I have a couple
hate
theories.
that.
What?
I just hate the name.
But I mean, it makes sense. Lake City Quiet Pills, the bullets, if they're like... You can see where people were pulling this stuff in their armchair investigations. But a lot of people think it was a hoax to stir the pot somehow and like start something trending on the internet. However, I don't think it was a hoax because the website started in 2001. So like, why would you spend all that fucking time to build something and then just end it? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think it was a
like...
hoax, but I don't think it was what people think it is. What were you gonna say?
So you don't think it was like bullets?
Someone
had to have found out about it to get the site shut down. But it's weird that no one can code the messages. Like
right.
There must have been like a, how
like a decipher.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also here's my thing is that Angel 26 had really poor like spelling. But I know I said it, I'm going to say it again. Like, if you are encrypting codes since 2001 within an HTML where you can't see it, like, you have to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that crazy to think that you probably shouldn't be typing like crazy if you're talking all this code? Like, you're probably smart enough to be like a computer whiz back in 2001, especially if they're as old as they claim they are. Like, we're talking about old war buddies in their 70s, in the early 2000s. Like,
also, they could have picked it up from like war way back in the day, like the coding.
What, coding?
No. Like
the type of
type of coding.
and
that's probably why only some people know.
Kind of like Morse code. Wow.
Yeah, but
okay.
like for like vets.
I didn't think about that. Interesting. So another theory people have about LakeCityQuietPills.com is that it is an ARG, which would be like an alternate reality game where you're like you're like within the story itself.
Right. So I don't know if you watched the OA.
I watched the first season.
So the second season...
is it good? Because the first season, I was like down for the count. And then the last episode came and we definitely have talked about it before. But
so the second season is about... spoiler alert, because this has something to do with the episode.
Okay, so spoiler alert, skip ahead like a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this house and that's how they get people to play. It's like a game and it has all these like riddles and things like that.
Right.
You have to like figure it out.
Oh, that's like really applicable to especially your story that you're going to do.
I'm saying.
Interesting. Très interessante. Okay, so people think it was an ARG, but it went on for years. Most of the people don't think that it was an ARG. So the most popular one that everybody likes to glorify was at Lake City Quiet Pills. All the men who were operating it, or women, were hitmen or hit women. And they would, post things like those cryptic job posts were for hiring hitmen. However, the deep web does exist.
So you think this site was made to hire hitmen?
No. I didn't get to what I think it is. This is like the popular one because it's like it's the most intriguing to people. Okay. So I think that's what a lot of people want to think. But the deep web does exist, and the deep web kind of exists for I don't know if I believe that there's posts like this on the deep web or the dark web, but I feel like that's where they would be, not on a fucking public ass, heavily trafficked website. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you tell Redditors to go to this website, like the public? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like Reddit is where you would find people that would be able to figure it out.
Yes. But also, this was when Reddit started.
But also, literally, there's this website and we have no idea what it is.
Right. But also, why wouldn't you have like a weird ass random... I don't know. Okay. So anyway, I don't personally believe that they were hitmen. I personally think that it was just old military men who had private contracting security jobs that they didn't want to publicly post. And like, it's just kind of this... The internet was kind of newer back then. They're older people and they're like, you know, veterans who need money. So they're just like, I have this security job for you. Like, here's rather than posting it publicly online where anybody can snag that job, they're just like, here's for the select people who are having a hard time finding a job.
And are
these
smart.
are like, these are security positions that, you know, need jobs fulfilled.
If they're old, they'd have to make a whole website.
What do you mean? Like Angel 26?
Yeah.
You don't think he's old? I don't know what I believe about him.
Well, if they're vets and this language is special to them, they would have to be like older.
I don't know. Also, why aren't people like private messaging? Email.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a public
Send
affair.
a text.
This was like I guess it was later in like 2010 is when this story ends, but I don't know. But another thing that I thought about was, I have so many questions and I feel like I should have written them all down, but I think it's
making me anxious because I don't know what it is.
It's very possible, and this is my last theory, that it could have been like a human trafficking or like sex ring.
True that.
Because the pages that these people were on were like...
weird.
The subreddit, which was public, was jailbait. Sorry, that was very unprofessional of me. But like, it's not that crazy to think it could have been like human, because why would you post that you're going to have a hotel party, but you're like, the phones aren't secured? Because that's what this Angel 26 said.
Phones were girls.
Well, no, I think, well, maybe, I don't fucking know. But also, like, if you take it at face value, which I guess you shouldn't with anything in this case, but if the phones at the hotel, they made it a point to be like, the phones at the hotel aren't secured. So if it is what I believe it is, and that would be the security guard guys, if that really was what it was, just posting, you know, on a forum being like, this is a job that needs to be fulfilled here, like, fucking take it. Why would they have to say that these hotel phone lines aren't real? And why would they have to say, don't check into the hotel under your real name? Because that was real shit that they were posting.
Right, so you would have had to... That's why I feel like it's like they're
deeper
hiding
than
something. Because then if they're saying the phones aren't secured, it means that like maybe they're signaling that people could listen to their conversations.
Right.
So don't talk about the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or they could be just like paranoid ass fucking people who've been through some shit.
That's not the case.
Who knows? It could be. But like also, why were they charged in the final bill for the party? It says dancers $8,300. Like, question
What
mark?
kind of dancers do they have?
Listen, I don't know. But it's all very sketchy, and to this day, nobody really knows what's good with it. But if you guys are more interested and you want somebody who probably explained it better, Thinking Sideways definitely like took a big ass deep dive into that shit and broke it down, and they interviewed people on what they think and stuff. So that was just me and my ugly face telling you and your ugly friends about LakeCityQuietPills.com. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And if anybody's listening to this from LakeCityQuietPills.com and you're actually an assassin or like a hitman, like, please don't come for me. Like, I'm real cute and pretty, and I'm just like trying to put myself out there again, and it's just like really hard for an ugly bitch like me.
I'm scared.
All right, and that is how we're gonna end it.
It sounds I'm scared, but it's making me like anxious that I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they could be creepy old men. Who knows? It literally could be a hoax. Don't know.
No, I don't think it's a hoax, but maybe it's like a sex trafficking thing.
Yeah, it could be. I don't fucking know.
It's not bullets. I know that much.
So yeah, the way that Angel 26...
That wouldn't be illegal.
What?
Like
what you think they...
bullets.
No. So...
And they wouldn't have to make a code.
I'm confused as to what you're saying. You think it might be.
I'm saying like if it was bullets,
You think that they were like selling bullets?
Wait, yeah. What did you say about bullets? Ammo?
So deciphering Lake City Quiet Pills, the name itself is like Lake City is
Missouri.
yeah, Lake City, Missouri. Missouri is where.
Sorry, wait, if you're from Missouri, I don't mean that.
But also Oregon, origami.
Who the fuck knows?
The world may never know. Literally everybody knows but us. It's fine. We're doing great. But Lake City Quiet Pills, Lake City in Missouri is where like the Army gets a lot of their bullets, and the word quiet pills would be like, if somebody knows something, here, I'm going to keep your mouth shut with this quiet pill, which is AKA a bullet, AKA AK-47. Just kidding. I shouldn't make jokes like that.
Well, I feel like that's we kind of trumped that one because...
Well, I think you're looking at just the name as... Well, do you think they're selling bullets? I don't think that's what they're doing. I think that's just the name of it, and the name has a hidden meaning itself.
But you would drug the girls coming in from...
So now you're thinking of pills?
Yeah. Lake City Quiet Pills. They give them these pills and then they're quiet because they're drugged.
Could be. Who am I to say not? Like, we don't know anything. That's true. Angel 26, his signature again, was dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. I think that's where people are thinking they're hitmen, because it's like you're shooting people, shooting lousy bastards. Permanent rest would be death since 1968.
That's true. Maybe it is a hitman site.
Maybe. I don't know. But if you go there, there's nothing there. And I probably wouldn't suggest going there, to be honest. And that's that on that.
Wow.
So why don't you take it away with your story? Let's get more cryptic. Let's get more weird, baby.
This internet puzzle started on January 5th, 2012. Some sites are saying the 4th and some are saying the 5th. But,
so the 4th or the 5th.
Right. But it ran for approximately 1 month. And then a second round began exactly 1 year later on January 5th, 2013. And then a third round was set up in 2014 as well. So this puzzle is called Cicada 3301.
I know this one.
Claiming to seek highly intelligent individuals. And what it was basically was a puzzle challenge visitors in the site to find a secret message hidden in the image that accompanied it. So this image is literally a cicada. It has a bunch of like 7s, 2s, dashes, commas, 3s. We'll post it on Instagram, but it's like I would never be able to figure this out.
Okay, can I ask where they where did they post it?
So it started on Reddit, of course.
Naturally.
Right. And then there was like an actual site for it. Like they were finding the people on Reddit.
And then it was like redirecting them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even the name is cryptic, an insect, and apparently a meaningless prime number. What does it all mean? Now the prime number is 7. The 7 shows up a lot in this picture.
Okay.
So when you enter the site, a message pops up and it says, end quote, "Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in the image. Find it and it will lead you to the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few of you who will make it all the way through. Good luck." Now that was the first puzzle.
That's creepy
January
to me.
5th, 2020.
I don't like that.
2012.
In the future.
And like these are not like everyday put these puzzles together 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Like no, these are like highly difficult cryptic puzzles, and to understand like just how hard they are, you need to look at like the complexity of each clue that leads to like the next part of the puzzle.
Okay.
Which I don't even know where that is because I don't understand the puzzle. So basically it's like it's in parts. It's in like chronological order. Like if you don't get the first one, you're not going to get to the second one.
Oh, so it's like game over. The second you miss like a riddle or a clue,
yeah,
you're
going to be wrong the whole time.
Oh, fuck.
Right. So each message leads to a puzzle, and each puzzle is more difficult than the last.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh, what?
You're probably thinking it's a hoax, right?
Possibly.
Do you remember that letter that was being sent around Fairmount? It's kind of like the same thing, but like this is like more complex and like
right,
like
just
more
like,
for smart people.
More for smart people.
The other one was this little letter that brought people to an empty lot, and no one knew what was going on.
Also, I don't know if you're gonna get into this, and just coming to my mind now, I don't totally remember what game it was for, but there was something similar to this. Oh, fuck, what was it? I want to say it was Halo. Like Halo was dropping a game, and as promotion for the game, they did like these puzzly things, and you had to call on like are you getting into this? I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin anything. Did you not talk about this?
No, I didn't talk about Halo.
For sales for the game, people didn't know it yet, but essentially it was like, or they gave clues of where to go to the phone booth. You go to the phone booth, you dial like a certain number after you get the code, and like certain people would, figure out what it was. It's kind of like a Christmas.
You get like a promo off the game.
I don't know. It's like a Christmas story where they're like little orphan Annie's thing, and it was like drink more Ovaltine, bitch.
Drink more Ovaltine.
I would have been fucking pissed if I did all cicada 3300 or whatever it is.
3301.
Whatever, and at the end they were just like drink more Ovaltine, bitch.
Ovaltine, bitch.
Okay, so that was like a sales tactic,
right?
And it was like the first time it had ever been. It is smart because it got people to talk. It got people to like be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
And then they were like, "What's Halo?" When they finally figured it out.
Right.
So, a lot of people thought that it was just like a very elaborate internet troll, like someone who's really smart that just like knew a bunch of coding shit and then like
was giving people the runaround.
Yeah.
Oh, but I feel like really smart people would probably just go have a job, right?
Right. Well, that's why it's unlikely. Throughout the testing, multiple clues have required participants to travel to various places to retrieve the next clue. This is kind of like the OA.
Okay, so traveling. How far are we talking about traveling here?
I was going to say not long, just to like the US, Australia, Spain, Russia,
around
Japan,
the world.
Poland, France.
Gotcha.
And these
so
clues,
they were asking people to fucking travel to all of these places?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to not know what you're in for.
Right. Well, these clues appeared virtually at the same time, suggesting an organized project. The complexity of the puzzles and the variety of mediums they were posted on suggests a resourceful organization willing to spend a lot of money on their end. I don't really know for a fact, but I feel like they paid. Like the next clue unlocked these locations and like
and
to get you there or something.
Oh, interesting.
I feel like that was like the thing.
Have people stepped forward about like...
I'm getting into...
Okay, you'll get into it. Because that's what I was just curious about is like how many people are actually traveling around to go get these fucking clues?
I'm going to probably repeat some things like once or twice here because...
it is confusing.
Right, and I pulled from 2 articles, so like the organization, whoever put it together, was willing to spend a lot of money on their end, so it couldn't have been an internet troll.
Right, unless it was a super rich internet troll who just could like burn through all their money.
Well, the
which
internet,
is doubtful.
Yeah, the internet mediums included telephone, music, CDs, digital images, physical paper signs, and pages of unpublished cryptid books.
Oh, because the only one I know about is the QR codes on like physical posters somewhere. Right. Interesting.
They had all of this. So this is where we get into it. Some people suggested it could be the CRA.
What's that?
CIA.
Oh, I know that.
Or M16.
Okay.
They would have the resources, but it's an unlikely theory because while these organizations do conduct unconventional ways to recruit people from the general public,
right,
they always make it public. It's not like a game, you know?
Yeah.
They announce the like competition and they announce what it's for.
I mean, this could be a case where
they want to find like really special people.
That's kind of where my head was going, is that if it's not an internet trolley thing, like this could be like, let's find the person who's smartest and like willing to travel and do all of this shit. Like, let's find that person who's super smart, and it's clearly not us.
Right. So remember how you were asking me like where else they were?
Yeah, I remember that.
The first puzzle, like I said, was posted in 2012, but it was on this 4chains board.
Oh, 4chan.
4chan.
4chain.
4chains.
I can't. You sound like my mom. 4chains.
My eyes are getting really bad because I haven't worn glasses in a long time, and just like
I can't see without my glasses.
Numbers look weird. Words.
Did you never use 4chan?
No, what is that?
4chan was like a really weird website. I think it's still like up and running, but like it was fucking weird. What's her name? Creepy Chan. There was this girl, and she was known as like Creepy Chan, and she became like one of the first. It wasn't a meme. It was just like everybody saw the picture, knew who she was, and she was really creepy looking.
Ew.
And then she ended up being a fucking model working with Tyra Banks. Her name's Allison Harvard, and she was on America's Next Top Model.
What?
Yeah, and like people were like, oh shit, this is the girl from 4chan she was like one of the big celebrities or like internet celebrities who came off of 4chan.
Crazy.
Yeah, V weird. I remember when that happened. It was it blew my mind when I found out it was the same person. Blew my fucking mind with a Lake City quiet pill.
So, the man who figured out, one of the guys who figured out this cicada 3301 was Joel Eriksson. He was a 34-year-old crypto security researcher and developer from Sweden. He's one of the few known people
to have cracked the code.
Yeah. But it's like he almost cracked it.
Oh, he almost cracked it? Okay, so he didn't.
No, I lied to you.
Oh, see, I knew, because I knew it wasn't you.
Well, I would have ruined it.
Oh, okay.
If I was just like, hey, yeah, this person solved it. Yeah, there you go. There's the story. Are we done here? So to crack the code in the first place, he used a steganography software. I don't know what
I
that
have
is.
it right here on my laptop.
To extract a message encoded with a shift cipher. Each letter corresponds to another letter, and after he decoded the cipher, it led him to a URL with the image of a duck. This image is... I think I forgot to send you this. I'm going to send you this.
Okay.
It says, whoops, just decoys this way. Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out.
Oh, I'd have been pissed. Is it that fucking duck with the grape and then he waddled away? Waddle, waddle. Do you know that song?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, me neither.
Okay, so another steganographic approach revealed a hidden book code of a list of two numbers separated by a colon. Remember how I told you, like, it had all these, like, sevens?
Right.
Maybe I called it a comma.
Sure.
It was supposed to be a colon. It's
Right.
fine.
Clean your colon.
Well, this book led to a Reddit address with Mayan numerals on top of the page.
Wait, Roman numerals?
It just says Mayan numerals.
Oh, interesting.
Well, these were starting to get trickier and trickier, and Eric noticed that several posts published by users seemed to consist of an encoded text, which he could decode with the book.
This would stress me the fuck out.
Okay.
So is this a physical book? Or is this like an e-book?
It's a physical book. Well, he probably knows about it because he does codes.
Right. So he's like smarticle, but
Barnacle.
That's a lot.
So after working through this code, he was led to two different images, which also contain hidden messages, ultimately leading him to a phone number in Texas. He called the number, and it led to a voicemail.
Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final .jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye.
Ew.
There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original file .jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye.
So, okay, wait. So if he didn't...
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally, like, chronological. If you don't get the one, you're not going to get the next one.
But what if he didn't write it down? I cried so hard
after he
got so
exactly.
far. But in the end... Okay, I thought
after
we were going to
he
sing
did the
together.
math,
No, okay, after he did math. Sorry.
he reached a URL which told him to come back at a certain time. When he did, the URL revealed a series of numbers which were GPS coordinates to telephone poles in countries around the world, including Spain, Russia, America, France, Japan, Poland. Like I mentioned before.
Listen, I've come really far doing this shit. Now you want me to, like, go out around the world to, like... Couldn't you put it down the street?
Listen to what he did. It's obviously not possible to travel all around the world and look for codes, so he had to rely on the help of other people working on the cicada puzzles. As it turns out, the GPS coordinates yielded QR codes, which led to another 2 images.
Oh, yeah, that's what I knew.
Inside of which were more hidden texts, including a text from what Erickson found was William Gibson's poem, Agrippa, which was only released on 3.5-inch floppies.
Oh, okay. This is so meta.
This is a lot.
So you're saying he had to work with other people who were trying to solve
figure it out too, probably in those countries.
But how would he find those other people? I guess on Reddit, right?
Yeah, there's probably like forums and
I was
stuff
gonna say,
talking about
if you're
it.
calling somebody who doesn't know what's...
What is it? 4chan?
4chan.
4chan.
I have 4chans right now, I can tell you that.
Same.
I was going to say, trying to explain this to somebody who doesn't know what's going on, they'll be like, hey, can you just like go check this? Like, it's a lot to explain.
I know it sounds stupid, but like I need you to do.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Well, using the same code from the previous book, which he used on Reddit, he went through another series of puzzles, including a poem from a collection of medieval Welsh manuscripts. And he was led to a website on the Tor network, which was the last stop to the ultimate destination of riddles. But the timing was wrong. Cicada 3301 sniffed out that people across the world were collaborating to solve the problems, and only the quickest ones to reach it were rewarded.
Was that a rule? Was that like they didn't want you to work with other people?
Yeah, they wanted you to figure it out by yourself.
Oh.
So, shortly afterwards, it was blanked and replaced with a statement, "We want the best, not the followers." That year, Cicada was over.
What do you mean it was over?
It was over. They stopped it because they didn't want people to help each other. They wanted people to do it by themselves. And that's why I lied to you, because I didn't want to give it away.
Wait, so they could have accepted people, though? Is that the end of it?
No, I have more.
Fuck.
So
why do you always do that to me? I guess I jumped the gun.
You do, and
Stop it.
I'm not going to interrupt.
Stop it. I'm going to give you a Lake City quiet pill.
So Erickson was disappointed, especially, obviously, he started working on the puzzles 1 week later than everyone else. So he's like, damn it, they had 7 days on me.
That literally me playing Mario Kart as Peach, but at least she looks cute when she comes in 10th place.
So Erickson, he did us a favor. He broke it down, so I'm going to break it down.
Okay.
He says, to understand how hard Cicada is, one only needs to look at the complexity of each clue that leads to the successive parts of the puzzle, all which need to be completed in order to solve the Cicada mystery.
So he's trying to convince us that it was very hard. Dude, I already know.
Okay, so from the first image that was posted, Erickson used, I told you, he used that software that I don't know how to say,
right,
to extract an image and code it with a shift cipher. We said that. Where each letter of the text actually corresponds to another letter. We said that.
Got it.
Once he decoded the cipher, it revealed a URL where another image of a duck posted. We went through that.
I feel like I could have got to that part.
Same.
If I had the I could have done that.
Right.
What's good?
So here he used that steganography tool to reveal a hidden book code of a list of 2 numbers separated by colon. Yes.
Clean
You're
that
listening.
colon.
The book code led to a Reddit URL with Mayan numerals on top of the page. Got that. Erickson noticed that several posts by a user using a pseudonym seemed to consist of coded text. This text was the book, which is the book code that could be used to decode. Remember on Reddit?
Yeah, how long did this go on for?
But to find the cipher, he needed to find the key first, which he got from translating the Mayan numerals.
Oh my lord.
So the now decoded text of the anonymous Reddit users posting revealed 2 images, both of which Erickson used a steganography tool to find the hidden message with riddles inside them. The answer to these riddles were strings of digits that was a phone number in Texas. We said that. He called the number and it said that voicemail. And then he looked at the metadata of the image that started it all. So Erickson thought its height with dimensions could be the other 2 numbers.
Oh.
He did the math and he landed at the URL, which had another image of a cicada and the countdown that told him when to return to the site. When the countdown was over, the cicada image was replaced with strings of digits that looked like GPS. We said that. So it led him to telephone poles in, Spain, Russia, America, France, Japan, Poland.
Right, and then he started collaborating with people.
Right, but due to the geographic limitations, he relied on other people doing the Cicada 330 trial in those parts of the world. What the locals found were physical posters with images of a cicada and a QR code. So Erickson scanned the QR code, which led to another 2 images, inside of which were more hidden text.
Question.
Yeah.
So the QR codes, do you need an app to do that? I've never used it before. I don't know how it works.
If you like code, you don't. It's probably a formula that you just use that you know.
No, a QR code you have to take a picture of.
Oh.
You know what QR codes are, right?
Is it that thing in the grocery store?
That's a barcode.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, honey.
Well,
okay. So we're not doing too good with cicada. It's the square thing. You've seen them everywhere. It's this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's not a barcode. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, as I said, he found the William Gibson poem, Agrippa, noting that the text referred to prime numbers. Erickson thought that perhaps the book code he used on the text found on Reddit might reveal where to go next if he used it on the Gibson poem.
I feel like I would start overthinking. I'd be like, well, what page is this on? Is it
Right.
like the page divided by how many pages with the length and the width?
Well, it worked, and
Lord.
he was directed to an address on an anonymous Tor network, like I said. However, by the time he arrived, Cicada 3301 had put up a message stating that they were disappointed in the groups of people that had formed to share parts of the puzzles they discovered without any one member completing all the steps along the way, as Erickson done. So, had Erickson seen the first image as soon as everyone else did, and having solved the Cicada 3301 puzzle on his own, he would today know what the next step was if he started it when everyone else did.
What if that wasn't the end? What if that was just a clue?
Yeah,
And the people who stopped there were the people who had to stop. What if it just kept going on? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what if they had already selected the first few people who came here, and then to psych everybody out to think that nobody got it, they told the public, or like the people who didn't make it, what if they told them it's over, nobody gets it? But like in reality, it's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where like one kiddo did get it,
and
but nobody knows because he's keeping his mouth shut, or her mouth. And that's kind of like all we know.
Well, listen to this.
Oh, okay.
So he says,
Eric?
Yeah.
Erickson?
Yeah.
Erickson.
No.
Eric.
That's his last name, yeah.
Okay.
Erickson's last name. He says getting a phone number to call after solving one of the pieces of the puzzle was the first hint that this might not just be the work of some random internet troll. We know that. This was definitely an unexpected turn. He said the plot thickened even more when receiving a number of GPS coordinates. He said he couldn't help but notice that the locations were in question: USA, Poland, France, South Korea, Australia. These places are like where some of the most talented hackers and IT security researchers are in the world.
Okay, so like somebody knows that that's where those people are,
Right?
And are trying to like weed out the really smart people, or
To
not
help
weed
them
them
maybe
out
hack
to
something.
find them, right?
So, Cicada's identity is one of the most hotly debated topics among people who try to solve the world's basically hardest puzzle.
Right.
And theories range from global banks that might be trying to set up new digital currencies, to political think tanks, to groups of hackers with anarchy on their minds. The most popular assumption, however, is like government intelligence agencies like CIA, the NSA, M16.
That's where my mind is at.
That would be trying to recruit people who
couldn't
know,
handle that.
Exactly.
And know how to keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah. So he basically said it's quite common for intelligence agencies and similar organizations to use non-traditional forms of recruitment, but in those cases they actually announce it officially. Like I said before, they would like announce it saying, we're looking for this, we're doing this.
Right, but who's to say that one time that they don't do that?
Right. So ultimately, Eric thinks that it's an underground organization not related to any government or intelligent agency. He says, based on the references and their challenges, like the Agrippa poem by William Gibson, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell by William Blake, these are some of the poems that they used, the Book of Law, and their constant references to prime numbers and the alike. They are likely intellectual anti-establishment,
Like an organization of people?
right? And they seem to be like valuing logic and analytical thinking. Not like, this is what we're trying to do. They want you to guess it. So that's why he doesn't think it's like the CIA or anyone. He thinks it's like...
But to me, it would make more sense for their... So like what? What does this fucking organization do? Just sit around and talk about fucking QR codes and ducks and shit?
Erickson says it really only takes one dedicated person to plan it all. But if he had to guess, he would say it's probably 3 or 5. With one being the main driving force. He says they probably spend about 1 or 2 months setting everything up before each year's puzzle. He said he thinks it's possible to set up similar challenges in a much shorter amount of time, but not as great attention to detail as the Cicada 3301.
How long did this go on for? Because I knew, didn't it fall silent and people thought that it was over?
Well, there was 3 different rounds. There was round 1 in 2012, round 2 was in 2013, and then the third round was 2014.
Oh shit. So they were like, if you want to fucking do this, you got to come back like yearly.
See,
And I feel like that's probably where people were falling off.
it's unclear to me that if the rounds were like a different part of the game, or it was like one round y'all didn't y'all didn't do what we said to do. We're
Right.
done. And then they released a different puzzle. Or if it was like, you completed round 1, now you're on to round 2. Like, it's not clear.
I think, because one of the only parts I know about this is that I'm pretty sure that in between, it might have been 2 and 3, or it might have been 1 and 2, they, like, you were supposed to go to the website for clues, and the website was down for a whole year. So people were like,
Right,
is it
and
good?
then maybe they, like,
and then that's when
did
they
the
started,
second one.
when they started doing it, then that probably weeded out a shit ton of people who were like, I'm over it. It's been a year. I have a kid now. I got syphilis.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the Cicada 3301.
I'm stressed.
Puzzle. Me too. I was
Look,
stressed.
I have a
reading it.
stress pimple. Just from that.
I
Yeah.
have anxiety from this coffee. That's why I only drink matcha.
Matcha.
I'm a natural bitch.
Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a CIA thing, to be honest. I don't know, because my question, I mean, I have a lot of questions, but my main question is, if this isn't like an underground organization, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what do? Do they just want the smartest people of the smartest people to do what?
People are crazy. They could be trying to hack the CIA or hack M16, but they need these smart people to help them.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, or they can literally be like behind all the deep fakes, and maybe they need these people to code deep fakes for them so they could fuck up the entire world.
Oh my God. Did you see Cara Delevingne's deepfakes?
No, yes.
You guys, don't look them up. They are very dangerous. It is very scary. It started as like porn where they would like superimpose.
They did that to Ariana Grande.
Yeah, they would superimpose people's faces on like porn stars. So it would be like Cara Delevingne, and I know Emma Watson did it, and it looked so realistic. And then they started shutting them down. I'm pretty sure it was on like Reddit and stuff. But think about how fucking horrifying that is. And also like it's funny because they're, you do what is it? What's that guy's name from Parks and Recreations?
Oh,
the guy with the mustache. Nick Offerman. That's what his name is. Nick Offerman. They superimposed his face over like the Full House theme song, and like it's funny in that sense, but
Yeah.
also it looks so realistic. All it takes is like, what if a government, like somebody dresses up like a government official, sends something off to another. Look, I'm not trying to stir the pot, but like
Sounds familiar.
Send something off to another like opposing force from a different country, and then they're believing that it's this person. Like, who's to say? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
Like, they
dangerous.
could
That's
be
scary shit.
Just like a small organization.
So you're right. It could be like those people who are doing that shit because nobody really knows who's doing it. People are smart out there. That's scary. I wouldn't make it into that club. I didn't even make it into Boy Scouts.
Okay, that's scary. Like,
What,
to
that I
think
didn't make it
about.
into... Oh,
No.
yeah, no. Listen, they're like, we're out in the woods. I'm like, gotta go.
Right, they're literally out in the woods, like in a log cabin fueled by fire,
Yeah, I'll be at Mickey D's.
like logs.
Logs.
And in the basement, there's like just like 52 like
Pick up,
little
52
cubicle
pick up.
chairs.
Scary.
That
I don't
everyone
like
will work
that.
in.
I thought you were talking about Boy Scouts. That's where I was going.
Oh no,
Okay. We were off. We were
we're always
doing the
off.
different. Okay, got it.
It's
Okay.
off.
It's off. Interesting. I feel weird about it.
Yeah, same.
And I honestly don't know what else to say about it. Do you have a fun fact?
Yeah, a baby puffin is called a puffling.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't
I
that
love
cute?
it. My fun fact is that E is the most common letter and appears in 11% of all English words.
Look at that. My tweet of the week is on my phone.
My tweet of the week is on my phone too.
My tweet of the week is from @AMacAttack. She says, we really do need to reevaluate the standard 40-hour week after a century. It was cute at Ford and in the New Deal, but like, let's move on.
Honestly, though, truly. And I can't find mine, so that's the tweet of the week you're getting today.
I love that.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Head on over to patreon.com/esoteric oddities if you would like bonus content. Also, those of you who are on Patreon, I am going to post how you can get our episodes because it didn't really cross my mind that not everybody's doing this. I'm going to post how you can get our episodes posted to like your RSS feed on Apple iTunes or whatever you use, so you don't have to keep going onto patreon.com to get the content.
Look at
it'll
you.
just show up. Yeah.
Little internet boy.
Cicada 33 who, bitch? I'm sorry,
Also-
Lake Shitty who? Quiet Pills?
If you guys would like a fast pass off from work, go log on to my Twitter. I posted this picture of this thermometer that reads 103 degrees, and you can totally take it and send it to your boss and call out of work. You're welcome. This is the content people come for.
I know. We're just like, that should have been like Patreon. People needed to pay for that.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. And yeah, follow us on social media and all that shit. This has been Esoteric Oddities.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.